Yo, 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 traders, how are we? Feeling pretty gangster today, hence the yo, yo, yo. How are we all? Hope you're having a good trading day. Today is all about big news, right? That's what it's all about. So we're all sort of sitting around, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for big news today, right? And we'll take a look at that very shortly because that's what's going to really impact the markets, right? We've got the ECB interest rate. Let's look at it. Let's look at it straight away. Let's not mess around. Let's go and look at it straight away. So at 1:15, we've got the ECB interest rate decision, and they're looking to drop it by 60 basis points. That's quite a drop. So it'd be interesting to see what impact this has on the market, even if it hits the actual forecast. But again, a lot of this stuff is already priced in. Right, you know me and fundamentals. It's all priced in, so just trade the chart. But it'll be interesting to see what impact this has, to see if that euro weakness continues. And secondly, 15 minutes after that, 1:30, we've got all of this big news coming out of the US, right? But mainly PPI is the big one there. PPI and initial jobless claims. So big bad news, right? Also worth pointing out here, guys, is the ECB, right? The press conference. Sometimes the response to the actual data release here is quite muted. And then when they have the press conference, that's when price really gets volatile because, that's when the people who make the decisions start discussing how and why they made the decisions and forecasts and projections and, them predicting the future, which they rarely do well. Right, they shouldn't be in high-paid jobs. So yeah, there you go, guys. All about the news. As usual, if someone could please remind me that the news is coming out a few minutes before, because as you know, I chat and chat and chat. What else did I want to share with you guys today? I'm in a pound New Zealand sell trade, right? And we'll take a look at this very shortly. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. But firstly, let's say hello to the Simply Forex crew. Noor, hey Tom and VIP, how are you, Noor? Noor is in the VIP Trading Academy and seems like he's killing trading at the moment. So Noor, good for you, mate. Rich Paul, what's up? How are you, mate? McFlave. Who remembers Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, the one with the big clock that he wore around his neck? Anyone remember that? So yeah, Flavor Flav. Brett, how are you? Brett Fapello, how are you, mate? Greg, how are you? Good day. That's my Australian accent there, Greg. I apologize. So hello. I know before we start, you want to know what I had for lunch. So spaghetti bolognese today, left over from last night. It was very nice. I have to say this because the missus made it. And if I don't, she will beat me. All right. So there you go. I've got my trusty water, but really vodka in a bottle. So let's do this. Yeah, Flavor Flav was in a reality show some years ago, quite a character. And I believe he ended up getting it on with Sylvester Stallone's old girlfriend. What was that very tall blonde lady called? What's her name? Anyway, they were an unlikely partnership, but yeah, good. He was good value. CJ, how are you? Ravi, yo. Hello, everyone. Brett wants to look at oil. No problem, Brett. We will do that. First of all, let's look at pound New Zealand sells, right? I took this trade, right? So I was interested in euro New Zealand dollar sells, but I also liked pound New Zealand dollar sells, right? Because again, if you look at the day chart, right, on pound New Zealand dollar, and we just follow structure, it's been a little bit untidy, I must say, but we're in a downtrend, right? Yeah, we're getting lower highs. These highs haven't broken, and we're getting lower lows, right? We're still in a downtrend. And, right, just look at the candles we're getting, right? Those wicks. Yeah, the power of wicks. That's all I keep saying of late. It's because James L. Jones passed, and I'm just thinking of Darth Vader. got a Darth Vader helmet that I wear at weekends. I haven't really. So yeah, bearish candles here, guys. You know, there's potential to the downside. I mean, even if it comes back down to, there's a bit of an area through here, right? Even if it comes back down to here, if not further. Okay, so I still like pound New Zealand dollar sells, although I was looking at euro New Zealand sells. And pound New Zealand H4 structure gave us a setup, right? Again, what I show you guys is, not rocket science. I like the daily direction, and then I like the H4 break. And you can see here, we was in an uptrend, right? Stop making higher highs, always a red flag that the trend is finishing, and then bang, right? This candle right here, yeah, if I get the old cursor, what's it called? The cursor thing. You can see the bottom of that candle broke the low of this candle. That is a break of structure. Now, when I entered, I actually used H1, right? I actually entered because I had this area here in mind, right? And price come up to here, and I entered at 21240. Okay, with a view to price coming down. Now, what you don't want to see, right, when you enter a trade is a H4 candle that looks like that, right? However, okay, there's a few things. So first and foremost, when you start selling pound New Zealand dollar like I did, and you see a big candle like this go against you, the first thing is not to panic, right? And just assess the situation. Now, we're still in a H4 downtrend at this point. Also, we are at the moving average 20, right? So we know this could be a nice area. Okay. And also, we've been talking about, I talked about fibs in my vid this morning. If we do the old, no, that's not fibs. If we do the old fibberoo, that's the slang for it. We are at the Fibonacci golden zone, again, between 0.618 and 0.5, right? So we're in this in itself is a good area for selling for those reasons. Moving average 20, fib golden zone, right? And at this point, so far so good, right? This H4 candle, we've still got, 52 minutes, but this H4 candle is looking promising for my sell idea. And my sell idea is to come back down to these lows here. All right, so that's where I am. That's what the things I'm thinking about and the things I look at when I'm in a trade. But if it goes against you, don't panic, right? So yeah, that's where we are with pound New Zealand dollar. Right, what do we want to look at? Oil. So we've got some more questions coming in. So brilliant, guys. We'll take a look at those, but let's take a look at oil. Now, I know oil is at a very good support level, right? And look at that reaction we're getting so far. Now, right, you could make, so this is the weekly chart on oil. And I could make this gray zone like this, right? But then it gets a little bit silly big, doesn't it? But, I could even bring that down a little bit just to include that. Okay, yeah, that's probably a little bit more accurate, right? I'm trying to touch as many price touches as I can, right? Whilst including these outlying wicks, really. Okay, but obviously this is quite a big area. I mean, that is, yeah, so a good few pips, right? But look, we know, right? You don't have to be like Warren Buffett to know down here is very good support. Okay, we're in a downtrend, but we're a little bit oversold down here. Not massively. I bet the RSI isn't at 30. In fact, let's bring up the RSI just to put egg on my face very shortly. Where's the RSI? There we are. So there you go. It's not quite at 30. Save the egg on my face, right? It's not quite at 30, but it's still pretty oversold down here. Okay. Let's remove the RSI. I start to sweat when I put indicators on the chart. I'm only joking. I'm not against indicators. And we can expect a bounce off this grey zone, right? Will it bounce from here, here, here? Will it even bounce all the way down the bottom here? Will it even do a liquidity grab and bounce from here? But we don't know. But what we do know is that this area, we can expect buyers, right? Now, if we drop down to the day chart, we're slowly seeing these buyers come into the market. I wouldn't say any of these bullish candles are really, you know, super bullish, shall we say, right? But we are getting a bit of a bounce off this level. And this 66, you know, you can't help but think price reacts to these psychological levels. Well, not think, it does. It does react to these psychological levels. Ask Brett. Loves an OO, as do I. All right. So, you know, so for me to trade, I know for this reason, I won't have a setup for a while, right? Because weekly is in a downtrend, as is daily, right? Lower highs, lower lows, right? We're in a downtrend, but we're at a very key support level. So I know I don't have a trade with this for some time, right? For me to start trading this, I almost need to see like a daily break of structure, okay? Something like this, and then I can start buying oil. Okay, so yeah, we can expect some oil strength from this level, but for me, it's not really a place where I can start buying. I need to see some daily structure breaks. At the very least, guys, right, I would look for a H4 break. So you can see this level through here. Right, so if I draw this level in, okay, it'll be interesting to see what price does at that level, right? It was once good support, it's proven to be good resistance, so this is a key level. All right, if we see a break through this retest, I think we're off to the upside. Okay, if we see a bearish reaction here, I think price wants to move further into this grey zone. All right, so it's all about this level for me with oil. So Brett, there you go, mate. I hope that helps. What else were we looking at? What else? I was looking through the questions. Fabo Malochwa. Fabo, I apologize for my pronunciation straight away. Do you use supply and demand? Right. So with trading, guys, right, you're gonna, you know, especially if you're new to trading, right, you're gonna come across a lot of terminology, and a lot of terminology means the same stuff. You know, sometimes it's maybe people wanting to sound a bit more smarter than what they are, or use complex terms to, I don't know, attract people to what they're saying or something. You know, I'm the opposite, right? I just want to keep stuff as simple as possible. And that's not for your benefit, right? That's for my benefit. I just want to keep stuff simple as, right? Slow and simple. That's me. What a glowing reference. So yeah, so that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call the channel Slow and Simple, right? See how many more subscribers we get. So going back to my point, right, about terminology. Now, some people call it supply and demand, right? Some people call it fair value gaps. A lot of ICT traders, right? Fair value gaps. Some people call it order blocks, right? Some people call it support and resistance. Now, generally speaking, well, not generally speaking, all of these things are the same thing. It's where will the market react? Okay. And it's basically where has price reacted in the past dictates where it will react in the future. And all of those terms that I've just used are exactly that. They are areas on a chart. Right, we've just had news, guys. Nobody reminded me. I'm sure loads of people reminded me. Right, let's have a look at EuroCAD because this was a trade idea. Okay, so we're seeing euro strength straight off the bat. Let's have a look at euro New Zealand. Okay, so let's go on the H1. Okay, so quite, all right, a muted response. Let's have a look at euro US dollar. Quite a little bit of euro strength. So because of that reaction, I'm going to, okay, may change my mind in a minute. Let's have a look at euro pound. I'm going to say the news was as expected because it's had a bit of a bullish reaction, but not much of one. So let's take a look. Right, there you go, guys. Yeah, all as expected. Right, we got a little bit of a euro kick, but it's all as expected. The deposit facility rate, marginal, well, that didn't have a previous, and the most important one, the interest rate, was as expected. Okay, so this happens a lot with interest rate decisions, right? They're usually as expected, right? I would, difficult to put a percentage on it, but above 85% of the time. Yeah. The interest rate comes out as expected. And this has, right? So there you go, guys. It's just not going to do much, right? It's moved up to here, moved back to here. It's not doing a great deal. Let's have a look at Euro New Zealand because I'm interested in Euro New Zealand and Euro CAD because I'm interested in Euro CAD. But, right, I'm still going to let the dust settle. So I'm not going to make any decision because I like Euro CAD and I liked this level, hence my alarm going off, right? But I'm not going to make a decision yet because firstly, let's see how this hourly candle finishes, right? It could end up like this. Yeah, it could end up like this. Yeah, that's the news for you. And secondly, as I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm going to wait for the press conference, right? So once this press conference is over, right, and we've heard, Lagarde speak, I will make a decision then if I still like Euro CAD sells or Euro New Zealand dollar sells. So all as expected, but wait for this press conference because that's when the euro can go buck wild crazy. And buck wild crazy is a term in all the economic books. Check it out. Right, so that was news, guys. Yeah, and so Fabo, I hope that makes it clear, right? Lots of terminologies for the same thing, but supply and demand, support and resistance, fair value gaps, order blocks. It's all about where will price react because of historic price action. Don't, people try and make it more confusing than what it needs to be. Right, what else? What else we got? Supply and demand. Yeah, okay. So exactly, Brett. 5 mins to news. Don't you mean 20 mins? Right. We still got more news at 1/2 the hour. So again, someone please remind me, and I'll still forget. What else are we looking at? Right, Ravi. I see a squeeze to the upside in gold. We are now consistently making higher lows. In my opinion, we could see an attempt to break the last highs, basically. Can you please share your view? Thanks. All right, let's take a look at gold. Honestly, people love gold, right? Not, obviously, but people like to trade gold, right? And, in Dubai, believe it or not, if you go into the Atlantis Hotel, you can put money into a machine and a chunk of gold will come out. I am not making this up. Right. So if you just want to buy a lump of gold, sometimes I do it. I just go out, with a couple of lads having a beer and I'm saying, lads, I'm just going to buy a chunk of gold. I've never done that, but you can buy a chunk of gold from a machine, which gives me an idea. I might try and pull that machine out of the hotel. Right, let's take a look at gold. Before we take a look at gold for Ravi, guys, if I could please ask everyone to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please smash the notification button, and if everyone could please smash the like button. While you do that, guys, I'm going to have a drink. I feel very dehydrated. I think that spag bowl that I had was a little bit salty. I feel very dehydrated. Don't tell the missus. Gold. So Ravi, the thing with gold is, right, I hear you, right? You know, like, are we making higher highs? I'd say we're just ranging between here and here. Right? That's what's going on. We're in an uptrend stroke range. Right? Are we making higher highs? Like this is a high, this is a higher, sorry, higher lows, you said. This is a low, this is a higher low. Maybe on the H4, probably yes. Yeah, there you go. I mean, on the H4, higher lows, right? And yeah, I agree with your assessment, Ravi, right? Because we're building up this upward momentum, you know, it would suggest we could potentially break these last highs in here, right? Now, I agree with you, right? I agree with you, Ravi. But my point is, why trade it now? Right? Why try and trade it now? Okay. My point is this. You can see the price is trading from here to here. Okay. Now, you might be right and price pushes up and you got in here, right? But there's a strong possibility that we get up to this level and it could quite easily come back down to the bottom of the range, right? Because we're in a range. So my thinking is I will only trade gold, okay, once we have broken out of the range, right? If we get a break to the upside, then I'm interested in gold, okay? Or even if price come down and broke this low, right, and we got a nice big bearish candle, I would trade it for sells. So I'm just going to let this range play out. Because basically in here, you've got sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. And we don't have a winner. All right. So for me, I agree with your assessment, Ravi. We're getting higher lows. You know, it could push through here, but I don't want to deal with could be's. Right. I want to deal with definite facts. And a definite fact for me would be a break through this level and then retrace, start buying it, right? For all you know, this could be the turning point where gold just comes back down, right? So yeah, I would wait for a break on gold, Ravi. What other questions do we have? Let me have a look at pound New Zealand dollar just to check if the Euro news had any impact on the pound. I didn't, you know, didn't expect it to, and it hasn't so far. So, okay, so all good there. Right, what else are we looking at? So, Jagmeet. Hi, Tom. Recently started following you. Thanks for sharing detailed info. Checked the video out earlier for Euro New Zealand dollar. Is it still a sell? So, yes, the idea is still to sell Euro New Zealand dollar, right? That hasn't changed. Okay. But, you know, we need to see a break of these lows, right? Which still hasn't happened. Okay. Actually, on my broker, it looked like a break. Okay. But it hasn't broken this level. So, yes, it's still a sell idea. Nothing's changed, but we haven't got a setup yet, right? So we are basically, it's similar to gold, right? So literally what we just, sorry, itchy nose, wasn't picking it, just itching it. Similar to gold, we are ranging between here and here. And I want to sell Euro New Zealand dollar. So I am going to wait for a break. There's no better indicator than a structure break or an important break of support and resistance. So on the back of the ECB press conference, we might get a nice big bearish H4 candle that looks like this, right? I'm going to color it in. because I like coloring in. Normally I do it by numbers. And then once we get a break of this low with a candle that looks like this, doesn't have to look like that. I just need a break of these lows. Then I want to sell Euro New Zealand dollar. What I'll actually probably do is wait for a bit of a retrace that may or may not come into here somewhere along with the moving average 20, because I want to hide my stop loss up here. And then I will look to sell Euro New Zealand dollar. So still definitely a trade idea. We just need to see what happens in the press conference. As I said earlier, guys, at the start of the vid, I'm in pound New Zealand dollar because on the H4, this did break, right? This broke this level, right? It broke this low. So Euro New Zealand didn't give us a structure break, whereas pound New Zealand dollar has. All right. Hence, I'm selling this pair right now. So check me. Yeah, hope that helps. Guys, let me also mention right now that we have a trading community. We have a happily family. We're like a load of hobbits that live in the trees. I don't know where I'm going with that. But we are a trading community of hobbits, right? And you can join it, guys, right? So you can be, I've been watching the Rings of Power, hence the hobbits and halflings and everything. Anyway, yeah, we've got a trading community, guys. So you can have a chit chat with like-minded traders, share knowledge, share ideas. Trading's a lonely place, right? So you can just sort of bounce ideas off each other. So please come join our free Discord channel. It's free. Join, verify yourself, say hello to everyone. We're a nice bunch. Secondly, guys, if you want more than that and you want access to my trade signals like pound New Zealand dollar, you want access to all of my strategies and tutorials, and you want access to me directly, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And right now, guys, if you look above my head, the broker Pepperstone is willing to give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy. If you open an account with them, deposit funds into your own account, right, they will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy. It's a no-brainer, guys. So if you're with a broker, you can change brokers to Pepperstone, or if you're looking to open a new broker, then look no further than Pepperstone. Check it out. The editor is sending you the links. Right. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. We've got news in 1.5 minutes. Ravi, you are right. Thank you, Tom. Ravi. Okay. Thank you. It's not, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about reading the chart and what you see, and what you saw, Ravi, was correct. Right. But, just wait for further confirmation. Right, this is always the time where we wait for the news. We can sing, we can tell a joke. Anyone got a joke? What's brown and sticky? Stick. Yeah, I'll stick to trading. Let me have a drink. Editor, you got any good jokes? The joke, I'll tell you what the editor does that's really funny. It just puts loads of pictures of me where I look stupid. That's his favorite thing. Have you seen the weekly forecast pic? I'm like, look like I've, been dragged out of a mental hospital. Right. 18 seconds. Nobody got a good joke? Somebody must have a good joke. Okay, think of a good joke for after the news. Right, we're going to look at Euro US dollar. So we're just going to look at the reaction to the news. Okay, so again, this is where we play guess the news, guys. I haven't looked at the news release. We're going to guess what the news release is. I know it's an exciting game. So, okay, seeing a little bit of US dollar strength, but let's look at a different pair from Euro US dollar, because Euro has also been affected by the interest rate decision. Okay, so a little bit of US dollar strength, not much. Let's have a look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Okay, a bit of US dollar strength. Not much though, guys, right? This is going to be tricky with Guess the News game. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar, US dollar. I'm going to say the majority of the news was as expected, but one of the pieces of news was better than expected. If I'm right, I want a medal. Not right. No medal. Okay, so let's try and dissect this, guys. So core PPI, so continuing jobless claims as expected, right? Core PPI a bit better than expected, as was PPI. Okay, but initial jobless claims was a little bit worse than expected. So looking at this, it would probably give the US dollar a bit of strength because, you know, PPI, they're probably putting more weight on PPI than initial jobless claims, right? So, but not much in it, guys, right? You know, even if we had a muted response, that would make sense. Okay, so let's go back to the US dollar. Well, there you go, guys. Look, we're seeing US dollar weakness. The market hasn't got a clue what to do with itself because it's just had some mixed news. Let's go back to the euro because we have had the interest rate decision as well, and all quite muted. That was all quite a bit of an anticlimax, guys, wasn't it? If this was like the climax of a film, you would want your money back, right? The sun is beaming in. I don't know why I'm surprised. It's always sunny in Dubai. It looks like we're having a bit of a potential sandstorm, which is exciting. Well, it's not really. It's just a load of dust being blown in your face and makes all your windows disgusting. But there you go. Ravi, when you say that you need to see a break below or above a level, do you usually want a break and close or just a break? All right, Ravi, good question. So I want to see this, right? So pound New Zealand dollar, let's have a look at the H4. So let's get rid of these fib levels now, right? So we can see it. What I want, I'm going to put an exact line at that low, right? And then I'm going to put an exact line at this low here. Right. So let's do this a low at a time. No, let's do it like this, actually. Let's remove this. And then let's go back in time. Right, we've gone back in time. We are looking at the H4. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm looking for a structure break. Now, right now, I'll tell you now as well, this candle would have caught me out. Yeah, just looking at that quickly. It broke that low. I would have seen that as a good sell and would have got stopped out. Anyway, I digress. It's not what we're talking about. So we are in an uptrend, right? That is clear. Higher lows, higher highs, right? We're in an uptrend. Now, I'm looking for sells. So I want to see a break of the last low. And for me, the last low is exactly where this blue line is, right? Exactly there. So what do I want to see? I want to see a break of this level. So let's just play it along one candle, right? That hasn't broke it, clearly, right? This candle hasn't broke it, right? Because the wick closes back into this level. So that is not a break of structure, right? It's not a break. Okay. We need to see the body of the candle. Now I'm going to move, let's play price along a little bit, right? Right. Now, this has become an area, shall we say. Let's just remove this for a little bit. So this is what I would do. I would put from that low and that low, right? I would start plotting my support and resistance because it's proving itself as good support, right? But now the actual low that it needs to break is now that low, right? That low right there. Okay. Now let's play it along. Right. And this time the body of the candle, and you must wait for the candle to finish. Do not jump in on structure breaks. I will wait 4 hours, right? Just staring at the screen intensely. No, I'm only joking. But I will, I will wait 4 hours. I'll be off, reading a book or I don't know, something else, right? I was trying to think of something funny and I couldn't. So this is a break, right? That low has been broken by the body of that candle. So the body of the candle needs to form, right? You need to let it finish. And the body of the candle needs to be below this level. So that was when we had a structure break. Okay. And, and then basically, right, just to carry this trade on and show you exactly what I did, we got the break. Now I'm interested in this trade. What I'm actually interested in is this, right? I'm interested in putting my stop loss up here. And I'm interested, actually, let's come out a little bit, right? I'm interested in putting my stop loss up here. That's my first thought. It's all I think about is protect the trade. And then and my target is going to be the next level of support, right? So it's this 21150 level. Okay, so if I start selling now, my risk to reward is pretty skewed, right? So this is my risk and this is my reward, right? So the trade doesn't make sense. What I said to myself, I went down to the H1 and I just saw this sort of level in here. You can see this H1 level in here. And I said, if price just gets to here, I will enter. That's what I said to myself. I know what I'm going to do ahead of time, right? And price did exactly that, right? Price retraced to there. Okay. And this is where we found ourselves. So I entered here. My stop loss doesn't change. It's still up here. All right. So let's come out. Let's go back to the H4 now so we can see a bit of the bigger picture. Right. So I entered roughly in here. Okay. And started selling. Right. My stop loss is still up here. And this is still my target. Right. This is my TP. Now, the risk to reward is still a little bit skewed. I'm still risking more than my reward. But the market doesn't care, right? So many traders, even, some traders on my mentorship, right? They're like, I want 1:2, Tom, risk to reward. I'm like, you're going to be disappointed. The market doesn't give a shit what you want, right? But the market will show you levels that you can trade to, okay? Now, even if my risk to reward is a little bit skewed, right, I still took this trade and I will build this trade. I won't go into that, but I will build this trade. But that's how you got to think, right? Before you set the trade up, you need to know where you're going to put your stop loss ahead of time. And you need to have a good idea of where your target is. And then that dictates what you do with the trade. Okay. As it happens, I could have got in at a far better price up here. Yeah. But this concept of, I don't get out of bed for anything less than 1:3. I just find it a bit of nonsense, really, right? Just trade the chart. Okay, if the chart gives you, let's say your stop loss goes here, right? Let's play this trade along, right? Let's go along one more. Okay, this is where we're at, right? Now let's say you nailed it, right? Let's say you entered there. Your stop loss is still here, and your take profit is still here. Now you're getting a 1:2, right? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine, right? I totally agree with that, right? So you're risking 60 to make 140. So that's well over 1:2, right? So it just depends on your entry, right? The fact I entered here, maybe I got in a, in hindsight, I got in a bit early, but that meant I got roughly 1:1, a little bit under. Okay. If you ended up here, that means you're going to get 1:2. But what doesn't change is this level's not going anywhere in the market. The market is showing you that's a level, and the market is showing you this is a level. Right? So let that guide you. Yeah, not what you want, not this, this I want 1:3, 1:4, whatever, right? Now, how I trade, guys, right? I sell here, stop loss here, take profit here, right? Now, let's say this trade plays out and I get roughly 1:1. Now, I can still add to this trade, right? Because at this point, I will close 80%, sometimes 70, sometimes 60, sometimes, whatever, right? But I will take profit. Then let's say the market comes down, hits target, right? Bounces up. You can add to your position here, right? Let's say it comes back down, breaks this level. You can add to your position here, right? Comes back down further. Then you look for the next logical level of support, right? So the market is a fluid thing. It's not it's fluid. Try to be fluid. Be like water. Sound like Bruce Lee. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's the important thing. They're all the things I'm thinking about when I take a trade, guys. All right. So yeah, I hope that helps. And long may this H4 candle carry on like this. This is what we want to see for my trade. All right, guys. Any more questions? Michael. Hi, Michael. How are you? How are the dogs? 15 dogs. I remember. If you're right, we'll give you 1 month free in the VIP. Ravi, great explanation. Thanks. You're welcome, Ravi. Guys, I appreciate your questions, right? So use this time to ask as many questions as you like. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. And also, guys, don't forget we've got the VIP Trading Academy, right, where I give you all of my trade signals, all of my tutorials and strategies, and access to me. You can ask me questions. And if you sign up with Pepperstone above my head, right, which is an excellent world-class broker, they will give you free access to the VIP Trading Academy if you open up an account with them and deposit funds into your own trading account. No bloody brainer. Sign up today. And on that note, guys, we're going to call it a day. All right. So, guys, hope you have a great trading day. See you soon. Adios, amigos.